Note-taking the hard way. This is the most advanced course out there on how to take good notes and how to make those notes and really managing information, managing your knowledge, and making the most out of it. And it's called Note-taking the hard way because most courses out there are obsessed with making it as easy as possible, doing as little as possible. And obviously, you're not going to get the best results if you're always trying to do the least amount possible. It's just like going to the gym. If you're trying to do the least amount possible, you're going to end up not getting anywhere. So note-taking the hard way is kind of it's a reaction to most of what's out there in the accelerated learning space right now. And so the big problem with note-taking is people don't realize that it's the most important part of learning. It's more important than reading fast. It's more important than memorization, because if you don't have the time to take notes, then you really don't have time to learn, because you have to be synthesizing information. You have to make it your own. The basic way that note-taking works is that you've got a framework in your head. You've got a structure. If you look at any time they do repairs on a building or they're building something new, there's scaffolding outside that entire building that the workers are standing on while they're doing their work. Well, when you're learning, you're building that scaffolding, and note-taking is that. It's the skeleton, it's the structure that's inside that holds everything together. And if you don't synthesize by taking notes, then most of what you're reading and consuming is actually just going in one ear and out the other. And there's some really important statistics on how people learn. You're going to forget half of what you learn over a weekend, 95% plus over a month. So if you're not taking notes, that means you have to reread that entire book, go through that in course over again, listen to that podcast over again, go through that audio course entirely again. So obviously that isn't an efficient way to learn, and that's why note-taking is so important. So a lot of people, if you're not taking notes, then that's probably one of the biggest reasons why you're not learning faster. And the question is then, how do you take good notes? One of the things that's trendy and popular right now is mind mapping. And you'll learn in this course why that's actually not the best way to take notes 90% of the time, and why it's way overhyped. Other things you're going to get: how to set up a note-taking system, both with pen and paper and with digital, and how to use them together. So one of the big problems people have is they don't have a system that goes across the things that are printed out and everything that's physical paper files, and then what's on their computer, and then specifically in your computer, things that are on your hard drive, things that are in your Dropbox, your Google Drive, or Evernote, or OneNote, or your Gmail, your whatever email system you're using. All those need to be working on the same organization system. And the way you build that externally is also how your brain internally is going to be organized. So things like clarity of thought, feeling like you really have a mastery of the information, command over that knowledge, that only comes when you're internally organized. And you only get internally organized when you've put that down and created a system, and you use that system in all the different areas of your life. So that's really important, and that's something that you're going to get that's super valuable out of this course, and you don't get in other courses. Another thing, how is note-taking part of your learning workflow? So all three of these courses, they're all part of your learning workflow, your learning system. And the big three pieces are reading, note-taking, and memorization. And memorization isn't going to happen effectively if you're not taking notes. You can't just take something straight out of the book in somebody else's words and expect that to stay in your head and stick really well. It's got to be something where you turn it into your own words so it can connect to the existing ideas that are already in your head. That's how learning works. You need to attach the new thing to what's already existing in your mind. Same thing with building a house. That foundation attaches your house to what's already existing, that land, that earth around it. So you're going to be learning every different type of note-taking possible: mind maps, voice notes, flow charts, implementations, plans and schedules, systems, diagrams, outlines, moleskins. And when I say outline there, that's just traditional note-taking. So the reason why you have to know all these different types of note-taking is because different ones are useful at different stages of the learning process, and also for representing different types of ideas. And then for things like voice notes, sometimes you can't write things down or type things out. And also, inputting things vocally through something like Dragon Naturally Speaking or your phone if it has voice recognition software. You can speak 200 to 300 words per minute, but you may only be able to write 20, 30 words per minute and type maybe 50 or 60 words per minute if you're fast. So there's a huge speed improvement there. So understanding what type of notes to take and why and how that's going to factor into the rest of your learning plans and as you go through the stages in the system, how to use them and where they're important. All of that is really valuable and really important. And you've got to understand that ahead of time so you're creating the right set of notes and you're doing it in the right way. So that's what this course is about. And if you're interested, sign up and I'll see you in the next video.